Did you know that after turning 70, simply fasting for more than 12 hours a day, like skipping breakfast and pushing lunch till noon, can skyrocket your risk of dying from cardiovascular disease by a jaw-dropping 48%, according to a landmark NAN study tracking over 10,000 seniors for nearly 7 years? Shocking, right? We've all heard the hype about intermittent fasting as a miracle for weight loss and longevity. Still, for our golden years, it flips from friend to foe, unleashing hidden threats like muscle meltdown, blood sugar crashes, and electrolyte chaos that could land you in the ER faster than you think. And trust me, you won't want to miss this. Stick around until the very end, because I'm counting down the top 5 dangers, and number 1 is the heart-stopping bombshell backed by fresh research that'll make you rethink every skipped meal and protect the vitality you've earned. Let's dive in and arm you with the truth to thrive, not just survive. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you like this video, you can help me continue to spread the old age lesson. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like this video, please comment number 1. If you don't like it, comment number 0 to let me know, so I can make a better video for you. Now let's get started. Number 5. The dehydration disaster that's one dizzy spell away from disaster. Imagine kicking off your day with that serene sense of control during your morning fast, embracing the calm and clarity it's supposed to bring, only for reality to hit like a rogue wave at the beach. Suddenly, your vision blurs, the room tilts, and your head spins wildly, as if you've been strapped onto the fastest, most unforgiving carnival ride imaginable. It's disorienting, it's scary, and it's a stark reminder that what feels like a simple wellness choice can quickly spiral into something far more serious. So, what's the culprit behind this unwelcome vertigo? It's dehydration, striking harder and faster than you might expect, especially when fasting disrupts your body's primary hydration pipeline. You see, everyday meals aren't just about calories. They're stealthy hydration heroes, loaded with water-rich gems like crisp apples, steaming vegetable soups, or that comforting bowl of oatmeal soaked in milk. When you fast, you're essentially cutting off this natural flow, forcing your body to rely solely on whatever liquids you consciously chug down. For seniors over 70, this setup is a ticking time bomb. Research highlights just how vulnerable this group is, with studies indicating that intermittent fasting can spike dehydration risk by up to 40% compared to younger adults, largely because age-related changes make fluid balance a delicate dance. Let's break down the mechanics of this sneaky sabotage. It's more ruthless than it sounds. As we age, our kidneys start to slack off a bit. They become less efficient at conserving water, letting precious fluids slip away more easily. Layer on fasting, and things get even grimmer. Your body ramps up urine production to flush out waste from breaking down stored glycogen and fats for energy, creating a vicious cycle of fluid loss. The fallout? A cocktail of electrolyte imbalances that leaves you with a parched mouth that no amount of willpower can ignore, a brain shrouded in fog that makes simple decisions feel Herculean, and waves of dizziness that could send you tumbling. It's the ultimate perfect storm for disorientation, where one misplaced step could lead to falls or fainting. Hardly the Zen vibe you signed up for. But fear not. You don't have to abandon all your healthy habits to sidestep this pitfall. The smart play is to trade in the rigid fast for some clever hydration hacks that keep the benefits without the buzzkill. Kickstart your morning with a generous 16-ounce glass of infused water. Toss in slices of zesty lemon for a vitamin C boost or refreshing cucumber for that spa-like subtlety to gently rehydrate from the inside out. Pair it with a modest, moisture-packed meal, like a creamy Greek yogurt swirled with fresh, juicy berries that double as antioxidants and flavor bombs. Throughout the day, weave in herbal teas or broths to maintain that steady sip. The result? You'll stay deliciously soaked, your balance rock solid, and your body sending you thank you notes in the form of sustained energy and sharp focus. Hydration isn't a chore, it's your secret weapon for graceful aging. Sliding into number 4, the muscle meltdown that's speeding up sarcopenia. Yeah, that sneaky age-related muscle loss we all dread. Hold on to your seat as we drop into number 4, where the plot thickens and the stakes get personal. The muscle meltdown, a silent saboteur that's not just nibbling at your strength but accelerating sarcopenia, that dreaded creeping erosion of muscle mass that turns "I got this" into "help, I need a hand" faster than we'd like to admit. It's the kind of thing that sneaks up on you, but once it gains momentum, everyday independence feels like a high-wire act. At first glance, fasting sounds like a fat-blasting superhero, trimming away excess without the gym grind. But here's the gut punch twist for anyone over 70. While it might shave off some stubborn pounds, it's equally eager to carve into your hard-earned muscle tissue. Cutting-edge research from trusted sources like AARP paints a sobering picture, linking intermittent fasting to a whopping 20 to 30% acceleration in muscle breakdown among older adults. Why the disparity? It's all about those narrow eating windows. They're too brief to deliver the steady stream of nutrients your body craves, leaving muscles high and dry in a nutritional desert. Zooming in on the inner workings, this isn't some vague wear and tear. It's a precise physiological hijacking. During fasting periods, your body flips the switch to survival mode, a primal response honed from our hunter-gatherer days. With glucose scarce, it turns inward, raiding your own protein stores. Yes, even from those biceps you've babied through decades, for emergency fuel. This process, called gluconeogenesis, is essentially your liver playing alchemist, converting muscle amino acids into quick blood sugar to keep your brain and organs humming. Efficient in a pinch? Sure. But at 70 and beyond, when natural muscle loss already clocks in at 3 to 5% per decade due to hormonal shifts and reduced activity, this extra assault is like pouring rocket fuel on a slow burn. The consequences ripple out: diminished grip strength that makes jars a battlefield, weaker legs that turn staircases into marathons, and an overall frailty that gambles with your mobility. Carrying groceries? Lifting grandkids? Suddenly, they're not routines, they're risks. The good news is empowerment is just a mindful meal away. Ditch the fasting extremes and embrace protein pulses, instead, a strategic rhythm of nourishment that rebuilds without overwhelming. Target 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein every 3 to 4 hours to mimic your body's natural repair cycle and flood those muscles with the building blocks they need. Start simple. A mid-morning snack of thick Greek yogurt topped with a sprinkle of chia seeds for omega-3s and a handful of walnuts for crunch and healthy fats. Later, opt for a cheese and nut plate. Think sharp cheddar paired with almonds, to keep things portable and satisfying. Even better, incorporate lean sources like eggs, fish, or plant-based options such as lentils if that's your vibe. Track your intake loosely at first to build the habit, and watch as your strength rebounds, one deliberate bite transforming vulnerability into vitality. You're not just eating, you're investing in a stronger, more resilient you, proving that age is no match for smart fueling. Number 3. The electrolyte earthquake that could rattle your heart like a bad storm. Buckle up as we rumble down to number 3, where the ground shakes and your most vital organ takes center stage. The electrolyte earthquake, a seismic shift in your body's mineral balance that can rattle your heart's steady beat into erratic chaos, much like a sudden storm turning a peaceful sky into a lightning show. It's the kind of disruption that starts subtle, a flutter here, a twinge there, but escalates to something that demands immediate attention, because when your heart stumbles, everything else follows. Have you ever caught yourself mid-fast, heart doing an unexpected little skip, like it's auditioning for a drum solo? Don't brush it off as caffeine withdrawal or stress. It's often the first whisper of a deeper imbalance. Fasting doesn't just pause your fork, it purges essential electrolytes like potassium, sodium, and magnesium through heightened urine output and subtle sweat loss, even if you're not breaking a sweat. For seniors, this is particularly perilous. Geriatric studies reveal that such disruptions can elevate the risk of arrhythmias, those scary irregular heart rhythms, by a staggering 25%, turning what should be a rhythmic lifeline into a potential liability. To unpack the why behind this quaking crisis, consider how age and fasting team up for trouble. As the years add up, your internal thirst thermostat dulls, meaning you might not feel the urge to drink until you're already parched, compounding the dry spell from skipped meals. Meanwhile, fasting's low-calorie limbo prompts your body to conserve energy by offloading fluids and minerals more aggressively. Think kidneys in overdrive, flushing out sodium to maintain blood pressure, or sweat glands quietly leaking potassium during even mild activity. The end game? A mineral mayhem where calcium and magnesium levels wobble, sparking muscle cramps that grip your calves like vices, fatigue that weighs you down like an invisible backpack, or, worst case, a cardiac hiccup that could tip into dangerous territory. Your heart, that tireless engine powering your adventures, deserves better than to be caught in this electrical storm. Gambling with it isn't just unwise, it's unnecessary. Ready to steady the fault lines? Swap out the fasting skip for electrolyte boosters that restore harmony with minimal fuss and maximum impact. Begin by doctoring your daily water with a whisper of sea salt, just a quarter teaspoon in a liter for that sodium spark, or opt for coconut water as a tropical twist packed with natural replenishment. 4 potassium powerhouses, Slice into a ripe banana for its creamy sweetness and 400+ milligrams of the good stuff, or have an avocado for its buttery richness and heart-friendly fats that aid absorption. If you're feeling fancy, blend up a smoothie with spinach, yogurt, and a dash of turmeric for anti-inflammatory perks. Monitor how you feel after a week of these tweaks. Fewer flutters, smoother strides, and celebrate the win. Balance isn't about perfection. It's about these small, seismic shifts that keep your heart humming happily, proving you can nourish your wellness without the wild ride. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Creeping up to number 2. The blood sugar blitz that crashes harder than a sugar high. A blaring siren for those beyond the 7th decade. Envision yourself, seasoned by over 70 orbits around the sun, embarking on what you perceive as a disciplined fast to harness the touted benefits of caloric restraint. Yet, unbeknownst to you, your blood glucose, that vital elixir coursing through your veins to fuel every cell's whisper and roar, isn't merely descending. It's hurtling downward in a vertigo-inducing spiral, plummeting 15 to 20% more swiftly than it would in the resilient physiology of youth. This isn't a gentle ebb. It's a torrent that amplifies the specter of hypoglycemia to nightmarish proportions, that treacherous realm where blood sugar dips so perilously low that your body's alarm systems wail in protest. And the plot thickens with a statistic that chills the spine. As illuminated by the probing insights of WellMed's dedicated research endeavors, fully 30% of our elder population grapples with blood sugar dysregulation through pharmaceutical intervention. Anti-diabetic agents like metformin or insulin, paragons of progress in their right, yet potent amplifiers of vulnerability when fasting enters the equation. In this confluence of age and medication, a routine omission of meals morphs into a volatile cocktail, where the margin for error narrows to a razor's edge, beckoning interventions that could range from a hasty glucose gel to an emergency room vigil. Dissecting the underlying turmoil, the why that whispers of wear and tear. To truly grasp the ferocity of this blitz, we must venture into the intricate machinery of our aging form, where time's subtle encroachments rewrite the rules of energy stewardship. At the epicenter lies the liver, that steadfast sentinel of homeostasis, architect of the glycogen fortress, a meticulously curated repository of glucose molecules, bound and ready for swift mobilization during scarcity, much like a well-stocked pantry primed for midnight cravings. With the inexorable march of years, however, this fortress atrophies. Its capacity to synthesize and store glycogen diminishes, its release mechanisms grow sluggish, rendering the reserves not just smaller but startlingly ephemeral. Consequently, even a fasting window of modest duration, say, the span from dinner to a delayed breakfast, exhausts this cache with alarming celerity, leaving your physiological reserves parched. The repercussions cascade with ruthless efficiency toward the brain, that glucose-guzzling command center which devours roughly 20% of your body's fuel despite comprising a mere 2% of its mass. Deprived, it dispatches an onslaught of urgent missives, electrochemical pleas that manifest as a dizzying whirlpool of vertigo, where the world tilts treacherously, a shroud of cognitive haze that muddles memories and mangles mid-sentence thoughts, turning a casual chat into a labyrinth of lost words. Or, in the graver echelons of depletion, convulsive seizures that wrench the body in involuntary spasms. A stark betrayal of the mind's dominion. This physiological revolt evokes the pathos of coaxing a venerable antique engine to life on vapors alone. The initial sputter of promise yields inexorably to grinding halts, erratic coughs, and the looming dread of total immobilization, all while the dashboard lights flash warnings in vain. Your astute arsenal, orchestrating a symphony of subtle sustains. Amid this tableau of trepidation, a beacon of agency gleams. For awareness arms you against ambush, and adaptation transmutes threat into triumph. Eschew the allure of abrupt terminations to your fast. Instead, inaugurate its conclusion with a choreography of clemency, embracing the art of steady grazes that serve as vigilant anchors amid the flux. These are not haphazard indulgences but deliberate, artfully composed interludes. Petite portions dispatched at rhythmic intervals of 2 to 3 hours, each a harmonious blend calibrated to cradle your glucose in serene stasis. Contemplate, for instance, the humble alliance of thin-sliced Granny Smith apples, their tart crispness a vessel for fructose's gentle infusion, conjoined with a silken layer of natural peanut butter, its cadre of monounsaturated fats and proteins weaving a web that retards absorption, ensuring a languid ascent rather than a lurch. Alternatives abound to suit palate and circumstance. A modest cluster of vibrant blueberries or strawberries, their antioxidant bounty a bonus, nestled alongside full-fat Greek yogurt for probiotic synergy and creaminess. Or perhaps a scattering of almonds entwined with a few squares of dark chocolate, where bitterness tempers sweetness in a duet of delayed gratification. The ethos here transcends mere sustenance. It's the cultivation of an unbroken continuum, banishing the vertiginous valleys and manic peaks of yore, ushering in a horizon of poised, unwavering vigor that suffuses your waking hours with unhurried lucidity and an undercurrent of quiet fortitude. And now, drum roll for number 1. The Heartbreaker Supreme, fasting's secret weapon against your most vital organ. Esteemed assembly, the suspense is crested, and we stand at the precipice of revelation. The sovereign scourge, the apex predator in our ledger of fasting's unforeseen frailties, a revelation poised to dismantle the edifice of conventional wisdom surrounding these miraculous, meal-skipping mantras. With a flourish of percussion that echoes through the chambers of caution, behold the Heartbreaker Supreme, an imperceptible infiltrator, honed with evolutionary precision to erode the fortress of your cardiovascular dominion, that indomitable metronome orchestrating the symphony of your existence, from the first cry to the last sigh. This is no peripheral peril. It's an existential gambit against the very cadence that has sustained your narrative across the epochs. Cerebrum in uproar, empirical bombshells that reshape the narrative. Steel your resolve for disclosures that transcend astonishment, forged in the crucible of colossal inquiry. Delve into the annals of the NANS, the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey, a titanic tapestry woven from the health chronicles of exceeding 10,000 venerable souls, and the verdict is unequivocal, unsparing. Habitual sojourns into fasting exceeding 12 hours per diem do not merely flirt with danger. They propel the probability of cardiovascular demise skyward by an audacious 56%, a multiplier that reframes routine as roulette. And for the septuagenarian and beyond cohort, the calculus turns crueler still, with each supernumerary hour appended to the abstinence accruing an additional 48% escalation in jeopardy. A geometric escalation wherein a harmless extension from 12 to 14 hours doesn't double the dice roll but compounds it into a cascade of compounded catastrophe. Yet the intrigue intensifies with the dissection of darling diets. Scrutinize the 8-hour alimentary aperture, that Vogue 16:8 paradigm peddled as panacea in podcasts and pinnacles of print, and the correlation unfurls a 91% augmentation in the arithmetic of cardiac cessation. Odds that soar not from anecdote but from the aggregate of anonymized arteries. A statistical siren song demanding we interrogate the universality of these temporal tyrannies. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. The Anatomical Autopsy, illuminating the ignition of insidious ignition. To demystify this myocardial mutiny, we embark on a forensic foray into the subcellular skirmishes, where fasting's facade of frugality conceals a maelstrom of maladaptation. Extend those barren hours unduly, and your organism doesn't repose in prudent parsimony. It erupts into a hormonal hurricane, liberating cascades of cortisol and its kin, those archetypal arbiters of acute adversity, now perverted into perennial provocateurs. This endocrine effluvium transcends transient tension. It kindles a bonfire of systemic inflammation, a smoldering siege upon the endothelium, those gossamer guardians lining your arterial avenues, rendering them rigid and reactive, etched with plaques that presage peril. Concomitantly, it orchestrates oscillatory tempests in blood pressure, hypertensive hurricanes yielding to hypotensive lulls that strain the sinews of circulation. In the vigor of youth, such tempests might dissipate like summer squalls, but the vasculature of age? It's a palimpsest of passages, furrowed by floods of yesteryear, bereft of the elastic vigor to rebound, succumbing instead to sclerosis and stenosis. The denouement is a dossier of dread, thrombi that coalesce in shadowed crevices, obstructing the lifeblood's flow, cerebrovascular cataclysms, strokes that sever synaptic symphonies in an instant, or the insidious myocardial infarction, that covert coronary coup where heart muscle starves in silence, its anguish masked until the denouement demands defibrillation. Far from fable, this is a chronometric contrivance, a fuse kindled by the very regimens revered as rejuvenators, lurking latent beneath layers of laudatory lore. Your indispensable immunization, choreographing cardiac concord with cadenced care, yet in this narrative of nemesis, the denouement need not be dirge. Empowerment emerges as the antidote, a blueprint for bypassing the breach without forsaking the pursuit of well-being. Pivot toward the paradigm of heart-smart spacing, a deliberate diurnal dance of alimentation, eschewing the austerity of elongated empties for the equilibrium of enlightened episodes. Orchestrate your intake into equilibrated repasts at cadences of 4 to 5 hours, each a mosaic of macronutrients and micron miracles, artfully arrayed to assuage rather than agitate. Infuse these intervals with a balm of omega-3s, Those omega warriors gleaned from oceanic opulence like the flaky, omega-laden fillets of wild-caught salmon, seared simply to preserve their potency, or terrestrial treasures such as the earthy crunch of walnuts, their jug-lone jewels a jackpot for jugular jouissance. Perchance a vinaigrette vortex of chia seeds or a flaxen flourish in your forenoon frappé. These sentinels not only quench the inflammatory inferno but recalibrate the cortisol cyclone, bestowing upon your bark of blood vessels the buoyancy to navigate the nautical narratives of longevity. This is stewardship elevated to sacrament. A vigilant vow to the ventricular virtuoso that has valiantly vaulted you through vicissitudes untold. Safeguard it with the solemnity it merits. For the vista of verdant vintages unfurling before you is no entitlement abstract but an inheritance incarnate, pulsing with the promise of every encore your endurance has earned. Phew, what a ride! From that dehydration disaster sneaking up on you to the muscle meltdown robbing your strength, the electrolyte earthquake rattling your rhythm, the blood sugar blitz leaving you foggy, and that heartbreaker supreme we saved for last, spiking your risks by up to 56% just from one too long fast. We've unpacked the science, the shocks, and the simple swaps to keep you fueled and fierce after 70. So, tell me, what have you learned so far that's got you rethinking your routine? Drop a comment below with just one thing from this video you're committing to practice in real life, like starting your day with a protein-packed yogurt or those electrolyte-boosting bananas, and let's inspire each other to thrive. If you like this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more life-saving senior secrets. You've got this. Stay vibrant, stay you. See you in the next one.